Question is, how do I want to remember by other? Wow, that is a really good question. Okay, what is at least this question? Okay, yeah. Um. Okay, yeah. The question explains that ki, how do you want to remember to other? Like basically, this is saying that ki, okay, it's a very difficult to understand, but it's not really that much difficult to understand. If you understand a little bit of core, you probably understand. It's not really that much really hard to understand. It's okay. Let's just jump to the point. All right, yeah. So, like, how do we supposed to remember the people? Okay, yeah. We actually remember some sort of people because of their personality, not because of their name, not because of their thing. It's because of their personality. Okay, yeah. What's the personality? Yeah, I'm not talking about personality means like that, like how he looks and something like that. Okay, personality means like it is also kind of like a look, but look is not the whole thing. There are all those things. Okay, what exactly? Okay, let me explain to you. Okay, yeah, we actually remember some sort of people regarding about their personality. Okay, yeah. And what is a personality? A personality is a kind of like a somethingly, I'm going to categorize by the three different way. Okay, yeah. First is a visual appearance. Okay, yeah. Like how that particular person look. Okay, like how he wear, how he kind of like a looks, what kind of like a something car he drive, what kind of like a house he was living, vagara vagara. Okay, yeah. He, this is kind of like a something a visual preference. Okay, so a visual appearance. Okay, yeah. And because of that we created kind of like a something judge and create the personality. Okay, yeah, this is the one way. Another way is that key communication. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing that key when we communicate with that particular person or any kind of like a random person, we kind of like a judge according to the communication. Okay, like basically how good is his knowledge, how understand the life and everything, like what is exactly his thought process, we could understand through the communication, and we could judge through that person by the communication. Okay, yeah. This is the second way. And third way is that ki, how much time that we spend, like basically is this thing, the time that we spend with that particular person, our judgment is kind of like a change according to that particular person. Okay, if you don't really understand, I'm gonna give you kind of like a something example so that you could understand a little bit better. Okay, yeah. Let's go first pointer. Okay, yeah. Visual appearance. All right, yeah. So what's a visual appearance? All right, yeah. So visual appearance means like that ki, like there is a guy. Okay, you went to the club. Okay, yeah. You went to the club, and in that particular club you are kind of like, you are a girl, by the way. Okay, you are a girl. Okay, yeah. And there is a guy. Okay, who is kind of like a dancing really good at the club, like really good. You don't know that particular guy, who is that gonna, it's completely random to you, but that particular guy is dancing really well, like basically the beats and the punch and like, I don't know. Okay, like the way that he dance, it doesn't look like kind of like a something amateur. No, it kind of like a feel like he's a professional. And yeah, he's dancing really well. So how do you supposed to create the personality? You create the personality about this person is that key, this person is a dancer because he was dancing really professional. So yeah, he was kind of like a something that. Okay, yeah. So this kind of like a something we create, we judge that particular person through the visual appearance. Okay, yeah. He's a dancer. Okay. By the way, he is also really good looking too, because during the dance process most of the dancer are always look good. Okay, because their shapes and body shapes and everything is look really good. So yeah, and as a dancer, the dancer people kind of like a wear really nice clothes. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so visual appearance is kind of like a 10 out of 10. So basically I am the girl, and I should supposed to be judge that particular person, and I should supposed to say his visual appearance is really good, really great. So I'm gonna say 10 out of 10 according to visual appearance. Okay, yeah. So I remember that person according to the visual appearance, that he was dancing really well. Okay, do you understand this thing? Okay, so this is how I remember a particular person. Okay, now go through another point. Another point is that communication. Okay, what's the communication? So basically is this thing, I'm giving you example so that you could understand better. Okay, so I am a girl. Okay, like basically I'm just for the example, I am a girl, I am at the railway station. Okay, yeah, I'm at the railway, and basically in front of me there is a guy who actually sit. From visual point of perspective, he was kind of like a somebody old uncle. Okay, his age is almost like a 50. He's kind of like a somebody middle aged person. Okay, like a 50, 55 at the age. Okay, yeah. Like according to the visual appearance, he was not really looking that good. Okay, like he's kind of like a something like from body language, he was kind of like a wearing like a formal shirt and pant. Okay, yeah, and like just a typical middle-aged guy, he was kind of like a looking that particular guy. Okay, yeah. You are not really interested in that but particular person, and your age is almost like a early 20s. Okay, yeah. You, from visual point of perspective, he was kind of like a something 10 out of 0. You don't really have an interest, you don't really have anything, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. Now what exactly happened that he basically is this thing, during the journey there is another random guy who actually start talking to that particular guy, that middle-aged guy. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing, when both the people are started talking, they are talking about the politics, they are talking about the science, they are talking about, I don't know. Okay, yeah. But when that middle-aged guy was started talking, he was talking like an experienced person, he was talking like a, like something like that ki like a, like full of knowledge. Okay, like he has a lot of knowledge regarding about the science stuff, politics stuff, everything. He was not kind of like a something judging from one point of perspective and blaming another point. No, he was kind of like a taking this pointer to this pointer, and he was kind of like a judging both the things, understand the consequences. He was, the way that the communication was doing is really good. Okay, as also when he start talking, most of the conversation is actually happen in English. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like a something in India, English is a kind of like a something language that mostly people refer to as a kind of like a something smartness. Like a mostly English is language is associated with the smartness person. Okay, so that person, that middle-aged guy person, he was started talking in English and everything. Okay, yeah. uh, at the visual point of perspective, you're giving him pointer 10 out of 0. But from the way that he communicate with that particular person, you kind of like a something giving them 10 out of 10, because his communication is really good, the way that he talk is really good, the way that the language is really good, the like basically the way that he says is really good, like a 10 out of 10. So how would I supposed to remember that person? I would supposed to remember that person by his communication skills, like the way that he knowledge that he have, the way that the things that he have, the way that, all right, yeah. So this kind of like somebody we remember. Okay, now let's come to the third point. Third point is that time. Okay, yeah. When we spend time with that particular person, so what exactly is this thing? Let's giving the example. All right, yeah. So you are a girl. Okay, yeah. Why am I kind of like a telling myself as a girl? Okay, yeah. Just for the example. Okay, yeah. You are a girl. Okay, yeah. And you have like your parents would actually force you to the arranged marriage. Okay, yeah. And you are married with some sort of random person, you haven't really seen that particular guy in your rest of the life. Okay, yeah. By the way, he is kind of like a somehow good looking. Okay, yeah. So you are actually kind of like a giving him pointer 10 out of 6 or 7 somehow. Yeah, because probably is this thing, because like a before the marriage you probably know this guy for almost like a just a month before the marriage. Like before a month ago you had an engagement, so yeah, and then after that you started know each other, and after a month you got married, and now he is the person, he is with you for the rest of the period of lifetime. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, from visual point of perspective, he is 10 out of 7. Okay, yeah. Like not really that cool, but not really that bad. But still, I'm giving you 10 out of 7 as a girl point of perspective. Okay, yeah. Communication. Still, communication is not really that bad, but not really that good though. So I'm giving you 10 out of still 7. Okay, 10 out of 7. Okay, he's a kind of like a somebody just a average person. Okay, and basically is this thing na ki It's like that na ki you are stuck with that particular person. Okay, yeah, because you married with this particular person and right now you are married. Okay, yeah, but when you married with that particular guy, okay, now you are actually spending with this guy for rest of the period of lifetime. Okay, yeah, and like the marriages happened, and after the 5 year of experience with him, you probably understand this person a lot, like who is that person, what is that person, what is his thought, and everything. Okay, like basically is this thing, in the month before the marriage, you giving him pointer 10 out of 7 regarding about visual appearance, 10 out of 7 regarding about the communication skill. Okay, yeah, but when you spend time with that particular person for 5 years, for the rest of the period of lifetime, this pointer doesn't really matter at all. What do you mean by that? It kind of like a something very different, like you won't be able to give the point to that particular person, that how much should I supposed to give the pointer, like 10 out of 10. No, like there is no kind of like a something, it doesn't really have any meaning of that example. Okay, yeah, at the first example that I told you, you are actually at the dance club and you actually seen that particular guy who is actually dancing. The way that interaction happened, it's for just in a half an hour or maybe hour. Okay, yeah, because you are at that dance club for an hour, so basically the interaction between you and that particular dancer is just an hour and that's it. So you judge that particular person for hour of interaction, that's it. Okay, yeah, in second example, you are at the journey, okay, and you are actually listening that particular person, his communication skill, and you are interacting, you are not interacting but you are listening, so that means you are interacting. So you are interacting for journey, okay, for that particular journey, and that journey is for just like 5 hour or 6 hour. Okay, yeah, so you judge that particular person for interacting with him for 6 hour. Okay, and you judge that person, his communication skill is really good, 10 out of 10. Okay, yeah, but when you spend time with particular person, like after the marriage you spend with that particular person for the rest of the period of lifetime, then this scale is doesn't really even exist. What do you mean by that? Like what if, like basically I'm giving him 10 out of 2 regarding about time he spent. What is his matter, like what kind of like a some solution? It doesn't really is this thing, because of that ki when you married with that particular person, you don't really have any choice unless you got divorced, then might be it has a choice. Okay, yeah, but still is this thing, in Indian point of perspective, when you married with that particular person, you stuck with that particular person for rest of the period of lifetime. Okay, yeah, so in that particular time, in that particular scale, the kind of like a something, the like a 10 out of thing, this kind of like a something, the scale and marker and things are not even exist. If you giving him 10 out of 2 or 10 out of 10, doesn't really matter at all, it's nothing. Okay, yeah, but it matter a experience. What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah, so basically is this thing, when you spend time with particular person, you kind of like a something known about that person a lot. Okay, yeah, what he think, what he thought, what he like, what he care, what does he want, what do you want, does he care to you or not? Okay, yeah, it kind of like a something you connect with him in a very deep level. Okay, not just by sexually but every point of perspective. Okay, yeah, so basically is this thing, if you are spending with this particular man for the rest of the period of lifetime, how do you supposed to remember that person? I have to remember that person, this person is really good from every point of perspective. This sentence is really small, doesn't really have any emphasis on anything at all, but this sentence is small as well as so intense. At the same time, the particular person who actually experienced that, he knows that what is the really meaning of good, because I actually spent with this person for rest of the period of lifetime. Okay, rest of the period of lifetime means like for almost like 50, 60 year, whatever the life that I have. Okay, yeah, so this is what it is, this is how we remember particular person. Okay, the third point of category is only available for kind of like a something, such a people are like a husband or your wife or your co-worker or your friend. Okay, yeah. Okay, basically is this thing that you are actually spending with this particular person for kind of like a something longer than year, then that person should supposed to count in third category. Okay, first two category that I already mentioned, these two category are for the stranger. All right, yeah. Now you understand the exact point of perspective that how do we supposed to remember the people. All right, yeah. And it remember by the three category of personality: visual appearance, communications, and way that time that we spend. There are so many, by the way, like I'm not really sure about how do we supposed to, there are so many things. I don't know, but like basically for like basically the life that I spent till now, I understand these three pointer from my point of perspective, from my experience. All right, yeah. So how do I supposed to kind of like a something like what is actually like basically like what is actually the image that I have like a, like how does people remember to me like um well, I never really think of that. Okay, yeah. Why? Because of that, let me tell you one thing. If I want to think about that stuff like what does he was actually thinking about me, then probably it's not good thing. Okay, yeah. And I shouldn't supposed to tell you that ki you should supposed to do that as well. Okay, yeah. You don't really change yourself depending upon other. Like example is this thing that ki uh this is a girl. Okay, like you are at the college and this is a girl, she looks really good. Okay, and she always like kind of like a somebody very smart boy. You are not a smart boy, you are kind of like a somebody just average guy. Okay, smart boy means like that, he is smart in a study. Okay, you are not that smart in study. Okay, you are just a average person. Okay, yeah. So for that particular girl, you are try to impress every possible way regarding about how much you smart. Like basically you do cheating in the exam so that you could pretend that you are too smart. Okay, you are started communicating with her as really smart way so that you could realize that you are really smart and something like that. Okay, yeah. For the temporary point of perspective, it work. Okay, yeah, it work means like that. Like basically is this thing, she started liking you even if she know that you are not that smart, but still she kind of like a something respect the effort that you are doing for kind of like a something just doing the smart and pretending to be smart and something like that. And she like that kind of like a something effort, and she kind of like a something became your girlfriend. Okay, yeah. But it work temporary. Okay, yeah, it worked temporary. As I already mentioned to you, this girl likes smart boys, and you are not that smart. Okay, yeah, okay. So basically, is this thing? If you want to become a smart, you have to study, you have to do those things. But unfortunately, you are the average guy. So basically, is this thing? How much you try everything, in the end, somehow it kind of like end at somewhere. Your relationship is end at somewhere because her perspective of liking particular boyfriend and you're kind of like very different. Okay, yeah, you are very different. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that key, don't change your personality regarding about others, regarding about what they think, regarding about what they should supposed to remember to you. No, it's not. It's definitely not. Because if you try to do those things, then it definitely work. Like basically, how do you supposed to kind of like a change? There are so many people in your life, like so many people happen in your life. Okay. How do you supposed to impress each and everyone? You won't. You can't. Okay, you can't kind of like something impress each and every person in your lifetime. And like basically I'm talking about age, entire lifetime. In that particular lifetime, not only there is a girl, there are a lot of people. Okay, you have to impress a lot of people, to your client, your boss, your kind of like a something. There are a lot of things. Okay, in your lifetime, I'm talking about the entire lifetime. And in the lifetime, it's a very long scale. Okay, yeah. So don't try to impress, or don't try to kind of like a pretend, or don't try to be kind of like a something, change yourself to kind of like a something be in that particular category of that people. No, definitely not. Okay, yeah. It's just like that thing. Okay, if you want to remember by a particular person, you can't do anything at all. If those particular person think about you are really fucked up person, accept this thing. Okay, maybe you are, or maybe something is this thing, or maybe, like, I don't know, dude. Okay, it's like that na ki, if you know you are, that's it. Don't really kind of like a thing what they think about you. Okay, it's not. It's like basically this thing na ki, don't change your personality. Like basically this thing na, change the personality when you want to change the personality, if it kind of like a something help you for your career and relationship and everything. Okay, yeah, but don't change yourself from like for kind of like a something for a particular reason, or for kind of like particular people, or no, it did not work that well. Okay, yeah. And you can't even like, basically is this thing na, the people say a lot of thing about you. Okay, like you are really good person, you are really good, like basically is this thing. Okay, you kind of like a simply call any of your friend and say that, like, how am I good person or not. Mostly 10 out of 9% of people says that ki you are good person. Yeah, maybe only one person say that you are really fucked up person, but like 10 out of 9, like 100 out of 19, on 100 out of like 95% of people will say that you are really good person. So that means, am I good person? No, you are not. Okay, the meaning of good is kind of like a different from each and every point of perspective. Each is very different, like a, it's a kind of like a something, it's a scale. Okay, yeah, like a good is the only word that you kind of like understand, but people kind of like a simply remember by the scale, like how much good, 10 out of 2, or 10 out of 8, or 10 out of 10, or 10 out of 0, or maybe kind of like a try to pretend, yeah, you are a good person. Okay, yeah, just kind of like a makes him feel really good, because in the end he, like, other people don't really want to be kind of like a something unfriend, or kind of like a something, just no, it's like he was cool, that is okay, that's it. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing. If I'm giving you answer regarding about how do I supposed to remember by other, then what should I supposed to do? I don't know. I I don't know. Okay. I can't change the perspective of the people. I can't change the thinking of people. I can't change the people. There is only one thing that I could do, is that I could change myself for good, and that's it. And people has this freedom to thought about everything what they want, and they could do that. Who the hell am I should supposed to kind of like a somebody judge that what they should supposed to think about me, and I have to think about what they think about me. So it's like, why would I supposed to care, dude? Yeah, like basically this thing, I am 31. Like, let me tell you one thing, my ground reality at this moment. Okay, yeah, I am 31. I am not earning any money. I am living with my parents. I, like, basically, have you understand the gravity of it? Like basically till the age of 30, 31, you should supposed to be get earning money, get married, have a kid. But I'm not doing it that. I'm just kind of like a chasing my target and dreams and ambitions, and that's it. And I'm doing it that. Okay, yeah. And lots of people, like basically I didn't really found any of the people who actually say that, who think that ki whatever the thing that I'm doing is best. No, each and everyone including my parents says that ki I am wasting my time. Okay, yeah. And they are not thinking, they are kind of like a saying this to me, so that's why they are thinking that too. Okay, yeah. So is this thing, should I supposed to change, should I supposed to kind of like a something just started doing a job? No, I did job, I fucked up, I realized who am I and what kind of like a potential that I have, and what could I should supposed to do. Okay, yeah. If I started kind of like a something is this thing that ki what does people thinking about me, so I have to be kind of like a something be in good kind of like a person, so I have to started doing a job and get married and something like that. It kind of like a help for temporary. My father, my parents are kind of like a say, you are a good person, so yeah, for the temporary. But then after that, if you don't really like the job, you are really fucked with this job, and you are not really earning that much amount of money, and you have a wife, you have a kid, you have a responsibility, you are kind of like a stuck in that particular trap, and you just can't do anything even if you have talent and everything at all. So in the end, my father didn't really respect, like basically my father say, you are married now, you took the responsibility of your family, and that's it. Okay, yeah. And everyone does it. Okay, it's a kind of like a some rule that we have, that we created for make the world, make the life better. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing. At my ground reality, I am really fucked up person. Everyone says that you are doing very wrong with your life, and I'm completely accept that thing. But still, I couldn't agree with those people, and I'm saying myself that I am doing best for my lifestyle. I am doing best for my life, and I'm doing hard as effort as I can. And one day I believe so strong in myself that one day I will get success. And for that hope, for that particular belief, I'm just keep doing my work, and that's it. That's all I know, and that's what I do. That's it. Okay, if the person do whatever they think about myself, think about me, I don't really care. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. You shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a something think about what they should supposed to remember by you. It's not. Okay, yeah. It's, I don't know. Okay, like I'm not that particular person to think about what does people think about me. No. Okay. Yeah. But still, you kind of like a something, I don't know, dude. Yeah. Sorry, I ate a bug. Okay, yeah. uh Phew, 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 phew. Okay, yeah. Still, but I don't know. Okay, yeah. I still don't know how do I supposed to do this thing. Okay, yeah. But there are some sort of pointer over here. Okay, yeah. I just have to go through it. Core value, integrity, and compassion. What is actually core value that you have? A core value regarding about, like, I already talk about a lot of stuff about this impact on other, passion and interest, personal personal relationship, character trails, contribute to the society, legacy of learning, ethnicity, courage and resilience, celebration of life. Yeah, these are kind of like a something the people that remember by you or something like that. Yeah, whatever. Let's go to the next point. All right, and what's the next point?